is recorded live with the men and women of law enforcement. All suspects are innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. Now, here's your host, Iredell County Sheriff Darren Campbell.
Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you?
Well, everybody, welcome. It's Sheriff Darren Campbell. Thank you for joining us today for the good, the bad, and the guilty. And I really appreciate everybody that shared and watched last week with Sheriff Ricky Buchanan, Sheriff in McDowell County, as he calls it, McDowell County, and also President of North Carolina Sheriff's Association in his upcoming retirement. But I appreciate everybody. We received a lot of emails off that, a lot of messages. So please remember, you can listen to us on 107 FM, 105.9, X, 1400 AM, Facebook, which we're watching the comments, and also the WSIC app.
Yep.
And today, if you're not joining, this is a long time no see. He has been out with a...
It's been a momentous occasion. Today is a big day for me. It's my birthday.
That's right. Hey, you know what? And my luck.
Yes.
My luck, Matt. Me and you worked a long time together. And you'll never let me forget, because my youngest son, Lawson's birthday.
That is correct.
Today. So
I know.
It's Lawson's birthday. June
It's
the
a great
24th.
day.
It's a great day. And also, if you hadn't noticed, if you go back and watch some of our previous shows, Matt now has hair. And, and it's real hair. It
is. It's my own. I grew my own haur.
Well, Matt's been out, had a surgery, so he's been out a little while. So he said since high school, he always thought he couldn't grow hair. So he finally decided not to, whatever you don't do, and it just sprouted, I guess.
Yeah, it just is so you let yourself go, right, for 8 weeks. You don't have to do this to come to work because I got to keep you impressed.
Yeah.
This hair come out, and that slick spot is gone. I don't have that back there anymore. Yeah, I've always buzzed my head since high school, college, and 8 weeks and a knee surgery.
There's probably about 10,000 people know what kind of soap you wash your head with. So either way, or shave. So, but thank you, Matt, for being back. Bill's out today, so I appreciate it. And listen, we got to throw a hats off and a bones to Harrison.
Yes, exactly right. Hats off, hats on. Those are the guys from Western wear to work wear. If you want to dress like the sheriff, if you want to get one of these nice shirts, you got to have the badge to be able to do shirt. But they can put your name on your shirt for you. Harrison's is great. They're great support for us. Several locations in the area. Check them out online. But Harrison's, where I go to in my hometown in Mooresville, has got a great selection of boots and a lot of clothes, Ariat, Carhartt. We really appreciate
Cinch
those guys.
And anything you need, they've got it. And, as I always say, I'm proud to have a business that stands with law enforcement. We're very blessed citizens and a business that stands with us.
I don't think there's anywhere you can go. When I was down there, I saw some of our new BLET candidates going in and getting uniforms. And is there anywhere that you can walk in and see what type of tactical wear is available? Like the boots, they try them on, the pants, the 511, the different,
and they take care of you. Yeah. I don't know of anywhere. That's the reason we do it. And they sponsor the show, and just want to say thanks. Go join them. The
Check
great place. Bill's got the. I don't have my favorite boots, Scoot and Boogie.
Yeah,
Boogieing or something. But
from Western
go see Harrison.
Yep,
they're good company. So Matt, I'm sort of going to let you know. I told them that in our pre-show prep that we really didn't never get a chance to do. But today they're sort of having some water issues at the courthouse, so it was almost delayed. I'm gonna let them break that news, so I'm not even gonna say nothing. So we shouldn't laugh at it. But either way,
I'm sorry, it's not funny.
So you get to set in for Bill today, and
yes.
I don't know. You keep growing hair, I might replace Bill.
Hey, Bill's got a big beard thing. I'm not as big as Bill. I never will be. But I'm just glad that I don't have to sit next to him in a chair because it's like this.
I know.
And that's.
So what we got going on? Glad to have you back.
Yes. Well, there's always things going on. This is the summertime. We've got kids out of school. We've got lots of things going on in the community. I think one of the things that I didn't want to bring up was the Teen Academy. And you know why I don't want to bring that up. The sheriff will never say no. We can take as many as we can take, but we are up to close to 70
It's going to be our biggest class.
It's by far twice the size of anything we've had in the past. But the Teen Academy is great. Been looking forward to that. Got quite a bit of things lined up for that. We take them out on the boat. We take them and show them the CERT equipment, put them in an active shooter situation at school, but we talk them through it. We talk to, how we're going to respond to that and how they can stay safe and a lot of life lessons, a lot of great things along the way that they're able to pick up and get to know us. If you've been to our Citizens Academy, it's a teen Citizens Academy. One of the things that Sheriff had
and I think it's a great investment on our great ROI, or return on investment.
Yep.
I know you're going to say we're talking stocks. We're not, but we're talking return on our investment. I was on a show just this weekend. It's about how do we work on keeping our crime rates low. A lot of it is building up the relationships with our future citizens, which is our youth, and doing the teen academy. Just talking about that, to get to meet all of our dogs, canine. You may have said ride the boat, but you're right. The active shooter in our schools, because we've, knock on wood, we have never had nothing, and I don't want to say, but we're always prepared if we do.
Yep.
And so that's great. So you may have said it starts July 7th?
Yes, July 7th. So we got to get the holiday out of the way. So once July 4th week is gone, we traditionally start the next week after that, Tuesdays and Thursdays from 6 to 8 p.m. And then it'll go through the first week in August, because school will start back after that.
Well, and one thing we always do, we encourage the parents, if you want to hang around, sit in the back of the class. And I was looking, Matt, you may have went, see, like Thursday. Well, I'm just going to name a few things because I don't want to ruin the schedule. But you got opening night. Of course, that's opening night. We've got K9 night, lake night, certain active shooter training, traffic stops, CART course, which basically is DWI stuff. We've got online dangerous, which is, like the 15 to 20 most dangerous apps that your child may, and we want the parents to understand that. We've got crime scene investigation night, which is always big, and we actually got 2 nights as a murder mystery, sort of like a you solve
a crime.
That's a lot.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Detention center. So if you don't come to a teen academy and you lay around, that's where you'll be at one day. Just kid.
Well, and there's always the cookies. We always give them cookies there. But there was I believe it's been going on now, and you're going to fuss because I don't know the number of years, but we missed 1 year from COVID. But it's since you were taking office, because Addison was the right age to do this, and it has grown so much since
started
then.
Like 15, and now, and still hang my hat on one. I think we've had all of those kids, 30, multiply probably 400 or 500 kids. Just thinking, we've only had one that's ended up having charges. That just happened, and it's a cool night. And I always ask the kids, "Are you here voluntarily?" A lot of them is told they got to be there by mom and dad or grandparents. But in the end, I seen one just the other week at North Iredell that was one of those that didn't really want to be there, but he was the one asking questions and bragged to his community or bragged to his class of why we need to do it. So
it's a great way of building those connections and making friends in the communities. But like you said, our future leaders.
And it's fun. It's not a recruiting class. Listen.
Yeah. No, you said don't do that. Make sure it's not that. It's just about showing them what we have to offer, just like we do with the citizens.
It's great. So Matt, we got. I know you've not been here in a long time, and now your hair. I hope you can see the screen with your hair hanging in your eyes. But
that means you got to stop talking soon. Yep.
So, what else you want to say before we go to our first break?
Just welcome back. Again, it's my birthday, so if you want to celebrate, sing to me, you
send
can
a gift
or say something on Facebook. We'll be glad to see those. We appreciate you guys tuning in. If you're not tuned in, then find somebody that is tuned in and watch along with them. And we'll be back, and we'll talk about
support them and watch.
Yeah, exactly. Support your friends. Exactly right. So
we'll take our first break, and like I said, about 2.5 minutes, and we appreciate you joining in. There again, Facebook comments. Listen to us on the radio if you're driving. Go back and play the show later.
Yes,
and
on our app.
Yeah, and we'll share the show as well. So it's a great way to talk to the community. So we'll see you back in about 2.5 minutes.
That's in honor of Bill Hamby. That's that detective music that he enjoys so much. Oh,
We're gonna do some production
no,
corrections.
I know your Snoop music. They've got that too. I've heard the
They
show.
do good, yeah.
Exactly. Welcome back, folks. We're here on the Good, the Bad, the Guilty in the beautiful Purple Heart Home studio here. We are coming to you live. You can see us on Facebook. You can see us on the app, WSIC app, as well as listen to us on the radio. We're looking for some questions. Abby, thank you for wishing me a happy birthday. I appreciate that.
You never did say how old you was.
51.
57.
51.
7.
That's you.
No.
Higher?
Keep reading. No.
Yeah. So I was going to be fired during the break because of that, but he was going to, give a heartfelt welcome back to me after he fired me during the break. I was going to be hired again.
Well, he was trying to think a way to get ratings up. It's either that or we had to do the Heimlich maneuver on you.
Choking on something. Well, let's get back to news. Sheriff, I know that I'm going to miss her. The old girl's gone now, the mobile command unit. Spent a lot of time in her at the fairgrounds and had her at some, making all jokes aside, it's a very serious piece of equipment that we've had, the mobile command unit. I know you've got a much, much greater, large one now.
Well, we did. And honestly, I think we spoke a little bit about it last week, but we finally got a chance to get everything done. And we've sent our old mobile command unit, which I think was 2003, maybe even a little older. It was great for the time to bring assets to Iredell County if we need it. We used it many times, working homicide, search warrants, we used it a lot. But we had a chance with our good legislators. Vicky Sawyer Senator really was the one pushing the ball with us, along with our other House members. But we were able to upgrade and give Iredell County a better, more modern command bus to help, which we used first time at the Biffle plane crash. But going back to this, Rutherford County is up, and if you've never been to Rutherford County, Sheriff Ellenberg, small county, they really got hit bad in the hurricane. We sent people up there to help. And you can look now, but if you go back and you ever want to see the damage up, go watch YouTube. Just Google Hurricane Helena damage, and you'll see why. But they have no way, if their office was destroyed, they had no way to basically conduct operations, no way for their communications things. Viper system went down for a little bit, cell phone was out. So we had this old command bus, not really old, it's fairly good. It was
nice.
Good shape.
Kept inside, waxed, kept
But it
nice.
was a lot for us to upkeep too. We didn't need two. We needed to share the wealth. It was bought with drug dealer money. So it's what we call federal equity sharing or drug dealer money. It didn't cost the citizens of this county a dime. So basically it's been repurposed just like a new one to another county that's less fortunate and has less financial assets as we do here.
Did they have anything like that before?
I don't believe they had anything like that.
So for our listeners, just to give you an idea, if you go back on Facebook, on our Facebook and look at it, it looks like an RV with the slide out. But imagine inside a place to do business, emergency operations. You've got, command and control. You've got TVs in the back. You've got radios hooked up. You're able to use a radio device that hooks all the radios in the area together to be able to communicate.
Well, and our telecommunicators, just like the fair, a simplistic thing is like if we have the fair, our telecommunicators can work on site. If our communications will say you had a hazardous chemical spill, and think about this, right there near I-40, when our communications and EMS was built, I don't know if it's not my place, I don't design, but it's close to I-40. If you did have a bad chemical spill, what would you do? How would you run operation? You got a bad chemical spill, but you got to vacate the building.
Right.
So this can be set up anywhere, the new one, and this one could as well. But our new one, you'll be able to set up anywhere. But Rutherford County, North Carolina, will have the same capability if something was to happen, that they do not have to risk dangers and ongoing emergencies where their citizens can't get help. And I feel I'm glad I was able to do it.
Speaking of helping citizens, I was able to go up. You had sent me with Farm Bureau. They were able to do something.
That's right.
And that was, I got goosebumps talking about it. That was on a personal side level where I know that quite a few of our deputies went up there and served in a law enforcement capacity. I was able to go with some representatives from Farm Bureau, which are great supporters, and see people have lost. I mean, people have lost their homes. People have and Farm Bureau was trying to give stuff, along with donations that we were taking up there because they didn't have anything. People didn't have anything.
We went up there, and I know this has been over 2 years ago, and
but it's still fresh in your mind.
Almost. But to go up there and see people living in tents, turning down cold, no water, seeing bodies in cars, it's unbelievable. And so when they come to us and they found out we were getting, just word of mouth across state, we were getting a new command bus, obviously we spoke, they wanted ours, and we figured out a way to make it happen. And I'll say this, they actually offered to pay a little bit. They couldn't afford a lot. And I think with the federal equity share money and the way it's tied up, it's better to use drug dealer money. It worked here for us for years.
Mhm.
Now it's going to have another impact there. And
That's right.
it's that goes back to a little bit we spoke last week about sheriffs helping sheriffs. If our statewide emergency response plan is put into effect, we now know that Rutherford has the capability there to provide some support for a command bus. We have the capability here, and it's amazing because even though we may not have needed the help in the last decade, we don't. Who's to say a hurricane like Hugo couldn't come back through here? We go to the eastern part of the states with a lot of hurricanes, and those sheriffs are up here. Sheriff Stone from Nash County, Clee Atkins from Edgecombe, all those guys up here in the mountains, and they've never. I'll never
You
forget.
don't prepare for that.
I'll never forget the sheriffs down there telling me when I was in Watauga. I went to Watauga that Sunday, and they said, "Hey, listen, we're experienced with hurricanes." And I'm like, "You ain't experienced with water."
Right.
It's different when it's flat and slowly rises to when it comes down the hill and moves 20-ton boulders from a river bottom.
It moved trees. One of the things that I had saw, and the guide, I guess you'd say, we was riding with, explained that on the mountainside, the mudslides moved the trees down, and their roots just the trees are upright, and it moved down. I can't imagine that type of force. I know there was a Kubota tractor. I took a picture of that in the middle of a river. It had got moved down.
We'll move on from this a little bit. One thing that really got me was in Swannanoa, when you hear the river, when you had boulders as big as this, really almost as big as this building, maybe not as big, I mean hundreds of tons, pushed from the river bottom to 40 foot out of the banks. That shows you how much water.
Right.
So, all right, Matt,
Yes,
what else you got? You got about 5
preparation.
minutes to your next
Okay.
break, so don't
All
get too fast and burn all your powder.
Don't burn up our power. So, looking at some of our press releases, some of our arrests that were made, identity theft. One of the things that we see here, 9 counts of identity theft on a David Kyle Tucker, 58 years old, out of Cleveland, North Carolina. He had reported that applied for a credit card. A victim had reported they applied for a credit card, contact the credit card company, and it not happened. So that's why we tell people, don't give out your personal information, phone calls that come in, scams that come in. A lot of times all they need is that Social Security number. They need your personal identification number to be able to get that. So Detective Tierra Henderson with our CID division was able to go find a David Kyle Tucker who was known to the victim and used them that activated that credit card. So as a result, warrants were issued for Tucker's arrest, charged with 9 counts of felony identity theft, 9 counts of felony obtaining property of a false pretense. And he had a criminal history already at 58 years old and had a $75,000 secure bond. So just, again, financial accounts, information tied to you, personal information, don't share that.
And just like a thief. It's like picking up stealing. One thing, and we'll sort of educate a little bit on this. A lot of people, I was always, doing a lot of banking online, okay? A lot of people don't like it, but the one good thing, and I do, people ask me, what's the biggest crime we see here? It's good and bad. Not violent crime, it's financial crime.
Right.
And I tell my mom, and I tell everybody, no, I do it. I do mobile banking to an extent. I monitor the activity in the account. I think everybody should be able to monitor your activity. And one thing is, if you do have a lot of, and this is just we've spoke about this, checking accounts and debit cards are hard to recover money once they're gone.
Right.
It's only protected so much by your bank within a certain amount of days. If you do have bills and you are responsible enough to understand the way credit cards work, interest rates, paying off, you're a lot better to do online convenience store purchases with a credit card when if it does get compromised, that you have a lot more ability to fight those charges.
Right.
If it's in your checking account, once it's gone, it's a lot harder.
Right.
And then never keep a large amount in your checking, mostly to cover your bills. First, cover your bills, what you need to live, but rest, savings a little bit more safer. Put it in savings because those are a lot harder to get out of and
Right.
get
That
hacked.
money's more,
Excuse me.
the money in your checking accounts are more liquid, I guess you'd say. And when you put money into other accounts like Venmo, PayPal, those are all great to use to make purchases, but keep that amount limited because once that infiltration has been made, once they're into that account, the bad guy's going to wipe it out.
And I'll tell mine, I tell the kids, I tell everybody, when you go to, and you swipe, you do your debit card, always pay with credit against
Right.
the card. Don't enter your PIN number.
Right.
I know.
Well, if you look at the card itself, if you see that Visa or MasterCard logo at the bottom, that's power. I mean, that's, in other words, you've got their lawyers, their attorneys, their backing for you if someone gets your money.
and grandkids and kids and that's got aging parents and stuff. I hate to say this, you don't want to get up in their business, but just for truly prevent them from being victimized, you need to sort of pay attention to their finances.
Right.
Let them be open. Don't be restricted, because we have a lot of people, Matt, and we'll move on from this next break, but they come in and their kids just have found out about it, and they've been victimized a long time, and they were ashamed to say anything. They didn't want "I told you so." Just keep up with it. Be supportive. Educate them as much as you can. Let have access to make sure, because older people they'll get these scams online and get hacked, and they feel that they've got to pay every bill. And people, when they call you on the phone, the scammers, and yes, we try to track them down. We try to find them. It's constantly spam from out of country. It's hard to catch those, so be very aware.
Say. I think you've grown the financial crimes unit by 3 or 4 times since you've been in. Yeah, and they are hundreds of cases. And fortunately for this victim, it was someone known to the victim, someone close. But more times than not, it's another country, it's another zip code, it's hard to
Even
get
the
that
FBI
money.
can't find it.
Yeah, exactly. It's hard to get that money back.
But you just hit on something. We'll take a break. But you're right. We have a financial unit. You call us, the sheriff's office. You can send it. Go to the app.
Yeah.
You can send us an app anonymously or with your name. We'll get the information to the right person. That's 2:00 in the morning. Now, they may not call you till the next morning, but we will send the information. So that's free. Download the Iredell County Sheriff's Office app and send us any information.
And don't be embarrassed. If you think you've been a victim, please let us know so that we can do that, because somebody else may be a victim. Sometimes these criminals are making 100 phone calls a day. And if you happen to answer that phone call and you go too far, let us know so that we can try to help you get that back.
Yep. We've got people that specialize in that, writing search warrants, trying to get your money back. But remember, try to be very attentive to your family and stuff. So, Matt, we got about 10 seconds.
You always give me these last few seconds.
We'll be back. Good. We'll be back in about 2.5 minutes.
Check us out, guys. Again, grab your neighbors, grab your friends, grab your family. Tell them to tune in on Facebook, and we'll be here. Okay, that's an interesting selection there. I don't know if that's a Little House on the Prairie or Gone with the Wind, but
Or Frank Sinatra. I don't know.
it's my birthday, but I'm not that old. That's way back in the day. So we got to get some 80s hair band stuff going on here. Welcome back, folks. We are here live in WSIC's studio at Purple Heart Homes, and the illustrious, infamous, wonderful Sheriff Darren Campbell is hosting the Good, the Bad, and the Guilty, and I happen to be here because Bill's not. So thank you for
Well,
bringing
you
me
might
back
be
in here.
replacing him. It's sort of like the quarterback going in when another one gets hurt. You might it's just your chance to shine.
See, you're using sports metaphors, and I'm not a sports kind of guy, but Bill would get that. But
I know. I was thinking.
Incredible Blakely, thank you for the happy birthday.
Well, I was going to say on the comments, but you just asked him what a muskmelon was versus cantaloupe, and was it a fruit or vegetable? And I'm sure those comments would fill in, but I think we educated you properly.
I'm still lost as can be, but I know that my hair's fuzzy, and that's what you're getting at. It's fuzzy hair, so it's a fruit or vegetable.
It's very dapper. Dapper,
Not diaper. All right. Well, guys, welcome back again. You can check us out on Facebook Live. You can check us out on WSIC's app. But we'd like for you to ask us any questions, make any comments that you like. Speaking of questions and comments, these things always get people riled up. And I'm glad we've got a new sex offender registry officer now. Stephen Little used to be a resource officer, brings a lot of experience working in the schools, working with students, over to the sex offender registry unit. And those guys hit one out of the park, so to speak. At Mazeppa Park, there was a registered sex offender, Takeem LaShawn Holmes, 33 years old, out of Statesville, was found to be there at the park, which is a felony charge. Inside the park, he was 300 feet from a playground where multiple children were present. He was taken into custody. During the arrest, he was also in possession of marijuana. He had outstanding warrants also for him for other sex crimes. So charged with felony sex offender at or near a child premises. The drug charges, Judge Conley put him in jail for a $100,000 secure bond.
I'm just thinking, you're a sex offender, you're at a park with kids, and you're selling drugs.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to say he's there to watch the ball game.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. No business being there. And the criminal history is several lines there. Felony robbery, dangerous weapon, felony maintaining a vehicle, controlled substance, felony possession of firearm. This guy's already convicted felon. Methamphetamine, resisting officers. So
that's one of the things when we understand bond's not a punishment. It's to ensure your appearance in court, but it's also to protect the community from people committing certain crimes against them. So I personally, if I was it's lucky I wasn't a magistrate or a judge. It'd been a lot more steeper,
right?
A lot more aggressive than that.
Yeah, and 33 years old, and that's his life choices, and it's gonna follow him the rest of his life. And he goes back to the park. We'll be there to put him back in the jail.
So one thing they've seen a lot of, and this come out of the U.S. Attorney's Office. Matt, I know you don't have the press release, you hadn't, but we were part of. You may wonder sometimes the FBI. We recently did 2 search warrants this week. And there was 2 individuals charged, and they're with federal crimes. And let me tell you, one of them was Christopher Daniels, 19, Reginald Goodson Jr., 55, with federal crimes, and both men were charged with counts of conspiracy to violate the Animal Welfare Act. They're also charged 3 counts of charging possession, training, and sale of fighting dogs, 8 counts of violating the Animal Welfare Act, primarily related to the possession, training, and sale of fighting dogs. This started with the FBI. I don't think we have a good relationship with our federal partners. We were aware of this. We participate in it. Executed the search warrants this week, made the arrest, seized a bunch of dogs. Fortunately, one, I believe, died. I don't want to speak to their evidence, but a lot of people don't think we take it serious. I've seen some very kind comments on Facebook on some of the other. We take it serious.
Oh, yeah. Pets and kids, a lot of people, those are your kids. And you said they're breeding dogs just for fighting.
And that was some of the charges, yes. And if you've ever been to one of those things, it's cruel, it's inhumane, it's nothing. I don't even think, unless you've ever been to where they actually do this, is the training, the bait dogs. But the FBI, they'll be charged federally. Russ Ferguson, acting U.S. attorney, I think intern or whichever. Do
those guys go to a federal jail or await, or do they?
It just depends on where they're housed. Okay. Sometimes these are, I don't believe, housed here. One of them, I believe, is out. Okay. I believe the other one's being held somewhere else. But yes, usually they'll be, if they're held on the federal charges, and we do house them for the federal a lot of times. But In this case, I believe one maybe is in another county and one's
And
here.
then the animals would be at the Iredell Animal Control.
No, actually, they are seized, and they are seized on the federal side by the U.S. Marshal Service.
Wow,
You would not think that the U.S. Marshal Service does that, but the U.S. Marshal Service does have the capabilities to do dogs, cats, but whatever case they're investigating, they have the ability to store that. And
I
a
didn't know that.
lot of them through rehab, a lot of them store, but they're evidence. And you hate to refer to as a living thing as evidence, but it is evidence. Just
Well,
like a victim's
unfortunately,
crime.
these types of pets are not pets anymore. They're can be considered dangerous animals. They're probably not going to be rehomed. Maybe if they're puppies or something, they could do something with that. But either way, that's no way for an animal to live. And I'm glad that somebody's out there fighting that kind of crime.
Well, and you look at it and you're talking about what it was, sort of the training and the aid and the breeding and basically the production of is the word I like to use. There was things that we seized that was including treadmills, bite sticks, metal chains, animal hides, spring poles, which are also called flirt poles, and what they're used for is to increase the strength and the stamina of the animals, which makes it for fighting.
Wow. So I just got a visual in my mind because basically you said that we're the hands and feet of the FBI in this case. The agent comes in, we go in and help them serve the search warrant. We're collecting evidence. We're helping out the animals.
Yeah, we work a lot, and the eyes and ears are on the ground with local law enforcement and our federal partners. They understand that we're the eyes and ears. They have an atmospheric view, I guess, of our communities.
Right.
This may have started somewhere else, in which I know where it started, but it funnels into here. But yeah, the fact that they come in and willingness to get us involved, help us. And I talked to them. I was in Raleigh that day and talked to them on the phone, and bragging about the participation and how we got. But there's two different locations we executed the search warrants, and we did use they used 2 Bearcats. They met the standards, and FBI used their teams that housed here overnight. So great arrest, good job by all, and it's really something to see. All the training, the production, I go back, it's all used to evaluate the dog's strengths, capabilities, aptitude, and willingness, and their inclination to fight. So that's what kind of place this was.
Right.
So shut down.
Well, and I'll use one of your terms about this being a nexus to other crime. You don't have professional dog fighters, I wouldn't think, but you've got people that's committing larcenies, selling drugs, running, having illegal weapons. That goes along with this type of lifestyle. If you're a dog fighter, you're probably in all this other stuff too.
Breeds a lot of other crimes. There's a famous quarterback, Atlanta Falcons, named Michael Vick, that was involved in it, ruined a career. This being these individuals even had one of the names of their kennels was Hoodwood's Kennels. So you can search. You can go read about it. Just type in Iredell County and FBI arrest dog fighting rings. You can read all about it and how serious the federal government is, along with us, to make sure we eradicate these kind of things from happening around here. So, what else you got, Matt? Got about 2 more minutes to our last segment.
Okay. Well, I got to save some stuff for the last segment, but let's talk about the lake. All right.
It's wet, hot, and low.
It is hot. So Father's Day was just last weekend, right? Father's Day was on Sunday. I got a chance to go to the lake. It was busy out there. So happy Father's Day to all the fathers. What did you do on Father's Day?
I can't remember. Had fun with the family.
Right.
I remember that. Everybody was home together. I know Graham and his girlfriend decided to cook. It was going to be lunch. Ended up being supper. Took a little while, but it was good. And spent time. Addison come home from school.
Oh, that's great.
And then we knew Lawson's birthday is coming up, so it's kind of and went to church. A cool weekend.
Well, my son's 22. He had to work, so I just kind of took the boat out in memory of him. Just imagine him on the back of the boat there while I was fishing. Didn't catch
Wish
any
you were
fish.
there. Send him a picture.
Exactly right. It was hot. But speaking of being out on the lake, our lake patrol deputies, which are, I did see those guys. I mean, as soon as I put in the water right there at the 150 bridge, I heard the siren go whoop whoop whoop, and they had pulled over a boat. Yeah. And what it was there were several 13, 14-year-olds, 12, 13-year-olds without life vests on. And because I had to go see them, hey guys, what you doing? And it's education. They were telling those young folks about what they need to do, how they need to be safe. So when you see our lake patrol boats out there, give a big wave. If you see them stopping somebody, a lot of times it's for education. It's a safety check. We just ran one of those at the one of the boat ramps, checking the boats out, make sure everything's safe on the boat. We did that before the holiday. So
and give them a little room. You never know; they may be towing somebody. They may have debris in the water. You don't know exactly what's happened. So give them a little room. When you see them.
Everybody room on the lake.
Yeah,
I know it's wide open. But I passed a boat, Sheriff, that had 4 engines on it and 3 levels of people sitting. I don't know how you could see around him. It was one of those huge offshore racing boats. So when you're on the lake, You don't own the water, so try to be as respectful as you can of others, even the little jet skis and the wakeboard. What are those stand-up paddle boards? Kayaks. Be respectful of other people in the water. Just give them space.
And you had your life vest on and everything.
Of course, yeah.
Absolutely.
I have lots of flotation device.
Floaties?
Personal flotation. This is all flotation right here.
So, hey, we're going to be back. We're going to introduce a couple new officers on our last segment, sort of, again, what we face recruitment retention. If you know somebody, come to us, and we'll be back in about another 2 minutes for our last segment.
In 2 minutes, you could fill out an application to join us on the app.
Got the music going, don't they? Well, everybody, thanks. This is the last segment. Thank you for joining myself, Matt, here today on The Good, the Bad, and the Guilty. Remember, next week, same time, 3 o'clock on Wednesday. Mark it down. And as well, you can go back and watch it on Facebook. You can listen to the replays. You can listen to the app, so you can join us anytime. And please send any questions you may have.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, Matt,
yes.
you have some things that you want to bring up, especially introduce some new officers and a promotion.
Yeah, we've got a promotion and a new officer. So the promotion was in our detention center, and we're I'll go ahead and put it out there. We're always hiring. Not always hiring because it's we're always needing people. We're looking for good people. You talk about that prime rib being on sale and that kind of stuff. We're looking for those good people. And one of the good persons able to come to us from the North Carolina Department of Adult Correction. So he was a prison guard as a sergeant. He came to us in 2022, and he is now a corporal with us. He is detention center JET team, which is the jail enforcement team. certified in detention field training, so he's able to teach the other ones that are coming. Just a true professional, a part of the profession of being a detention officer. So
You've done a great job.
Yeah, if you're looking for a good career, I mean, good benefits. It's a good, safe place. A great family to join. Come check out our detention center. If you are looking for something with a little more movement, and you want to be on the road, so to speak, you drive the patrol car, you have the badge and gun, then you go through the BLET program. And we recently was able to pick up Miss Abby McFarland. Deputy McFarland comes to us from the Wilkes County Community College, where she finished her BLET, and she was actually honored there to serve as the class sergeant, so one of the leaders of the Wilkes Community College. And she's got a family in law enforcement. Her brother serves as well as in a capacity, and we're just lucky to have her. I know she was at the office for a few days, and good person.
Yep. Log on Facebook, send her some congratulations, and I'm sure she appreciates it. So Matt,
Yeah.
real quick, you sort of said something. We try to get full as much as we can. You know, I've constantly said, and we talk about this, but if you do know somebody, you can be a civilian with a great background, good person with good moral and ethical standards. You can come work at our detention facility. It's not like you've seen back in the old days. It's not just a jail. This is pretty much everything housed in a large building. It's clean.
It's clean. It's
I started in the
Yep.
jail.
Yep.
So,
So
right
I
now,
like the new facility. I mean, the old facility was fine, and I know that when we do the jail tours, the Captain Adams takes us through and talks about the different generations, like the 70s and the 90s and 2000s, where we are now. Well, the new jail is so clean, so pristine, smells so good, feels so safe.
you're making it sound like a hotel.
But, I mean, I know we don't want people to come because there's no TVs, there's no radios. They don't have the
and you bunk with another person.
Yeah. You've got your own double bunk room there. But it's safe for the officers. One of the things that Ricky would talk about, if you see on TV, you see these prisoners going around, going to get food, going to get medical. Everything is brought to the inmate in the jail, so it makes it much safer for the.
And it does start a long career. If you're straight out of school, you know, right now that's sort of a little issue we're working with county administration right now with the way we pay for education and things of that nature. But we do, if you want to know about your benefits and the way it is, call us. We'll be glad to tell you. You know, you have a state pension, you've got 401k contributions, you've got a lot of different things to elevate you.
Well, the unique thing about detention versus the deputy sheriff is, before you can apply, unless we've got the candidate program going on, you've got to have that basic law enforcement training. And we do offer that candidacy ever so often. But a detention officer can start tomorrow. They can start right away. There's 12 months before they have to get the 8-week school. Many of our detention officers are part of the school. They will teach you. I believe they go through Mitchell, sometimes Rowan, whatever the closest school is. They're able to get those guys through that 8-week school within the first 12 months of being employed. So you go to work now and have that future
And you learn
start.
a lot. And me, when later I worked at jail, went back to patrol, narcotics, those same people you meet there is usually the people you're going to meet on the street. It has huge benefits. But you're right. And, you know, I will stress again, if you've got a bad record, chances are you're probably not going to make it. We are very strict. I've said continuously that I'd rather have a vacancy than I would a liability. I think we owe it to our citizens. We owe it to the people that's incarcerated in the jail. And we're going to make sure we hire the best. But if you're one of those, come to us.
And if you got a question, if somebody's did something that they think would exclude them, you can still apply. You can still ask us. Certain things doesn't exclude you, and you may think it would. I mean, you know, good moral character, and that's important. If something's done in the past, maybe that you can overcome that in the future.
Well, and I'll say one thing, you know, that looks a lot worse. I'm not going to say it's not good, but the penalty is a lot worse. Write a bad check.
Oh, yeah.
Back in the days. That can be a lot of different ways. But if you explain it, it will not exclude you or deny you entry into the program. So,
Right.
you know, we work 12-hour shifts, really average out to about 14 days a month. And so
Got your
it's
uniforms
great.
provided, days, nights. We have alternating shifts, so you can get a difference in that.
Days, nights, rotating, whatever. It's been
Yep.
good. So, got those vacancies, just let us know. So, Matt, I'm
Yes.
sitting there at the very last page. I'm saying one of the things that I really love that we entertain, and if you want to take it, it's our rape aggression defense training.
Yes, our rad classes, and they are free. They are awesome. They're for you, ladies. So if you have a church group, a civic group, a business group, if you just want to get together with some friends and neighbors in the community, we offer these every so often as well. So keep an eye out for whenever we have one coming up. But this is an opportunity for you as ladies. Only ladies, no men are allowed to attend the class. We do have some men instructors, but they will speak to your situational awareness. They will talk to you about your power words, about how you can use, someone's force on you against them. And
See, you're too polite. I sit there and tell all they do is teach you to kill somebody with a car
yes,
key.
exactly. I know, and that's part of it. Poke the eye. Where's the men most vulnerable at? Eyes, face, groin.
According to their class, anything available.
Exactly. Whatever.
And they won't let us. Like I said, I've been over. I don't get to go watch the training.
No,
It is women only, and we
Right.
teach it. Don't teach the secrets.
It's for any level too. We've had some young ladies, 10, 12 years old, go through with their parents. We've had some 70, 80-year-old ladies. It goes with your physical ability. You go at your own speed and how you feel comfortable. It's a 12-hour course. It's a minimum of 8 hours of. It's only about an hour to a classroom, but then the other hours are techniques and doing that stuff and repetition. And then the second day, the optional day of 4 hours of fighting.
You know what's cool? When this was starting in our county, I'll give credits to where it was Randy Marion. Randy Marion Shirley. We were speaking about something for young girls before they go off to college to learn how to, that's not been exposed to the big city life.
Right.
How to defend themselves, what to look out for. So that was done. The very first one was done at Randy Marion Chevrolet.
Yep.
And
Cleared out some areas in their business right there and did it right there. Yep.
So if y'all
We'll bring
get
the
a chance,
pack to you.
remember. Remember that.
Whatever
And
you
we
need.
will. We'll bring it to you now. We'll go to churches. We'll go wherever you need us to. But that, I'd hate to guess how many people has come through the class in the last 10, 12 years.
And it's just, like I said, it's one of those things, once you go through it, you can come back and fight with us on our 4-hour days. That's part of the rule. Once you've signed up and went through, you can come back and practice, like going to a gym, come back and get to sharpen your skills.
And I'll say this, some of the ladies that came through the training, I don't know if they need much more practice. Because I've seen Patrick and some of the instructors that dress up in the outfits, and they have black and blue from where they've been heat and assaulted. So, so what else you got in the works that's coming up? We've got the Teen Academy. We just wrapped up our athletic league.
Yes. So I was able to come back on wounded knee, literally, for the final games, and that was great. And since then, I've ran into parents that said, tell the sheriff thank you for putting this on and having this. The volunteer coaches and the volunteer parents that help out with it, and the volunteer officers, we couldn't make it possible without them. But the sad thing about the last day is obviously that it's the last day. But there's winners and losers, I guess. But there's really not losers. I mean, because we all win. But that that first, second, and third place, and them girls is fighting their heart out, and young men too, and somebody doesn't make it, and there's tears as big as those medals they're wearing.
Oh, they'll be friends for life. My daughter played and she still taught some of those in Lake Norman, because we don't allow the travel team all bunching together. We make them a network. So. Right. It's cool. You're right. The parents, the citizens, the people that come watch it, it's great. Iredell State School, Jeff James cannot be a better supporter of this. We've been very lucky to have a superintendent and an administration and a school system that works with us like that. So, Matt, wrapping up, I want to say we got about a minute and a half, and I want to ask the public for a favor. And I know we talk about this all the time. If you have a good idea that you would like us to do on a show or discuss a certain topic, let us know. We come up with a lot. We've got press releases. We can talk about. We can bring senators on, and we can bring everybody on. And hopefully before long, we're going to have our phone line. We'll be able to take some phone calls in. But any idea that they think would be cool, who we could bring on the show. I mean, we've got a list of stuff. We're not short. It's just like I want to make sure that we do what the people would like for us to do, or topics they would like for us to cover. We don't do a lot of politics, but I'm not above that either.
Yep. If you want to see someone on the show, if there's someone that you're interested in, some type of information, this man over here he's worldly connected.
No, I'm not.
At least nationally, right? So some of the stuff that's going on around the country.
Well, we'll do some of the stuff. We did a roundtable last week, so there's a lot of people we can get on the phone. May not be face to face, but we can get them on. And I really like them to come to the studio. Got to say thank you to Purple Heart Homes, WSIC, that allows us to do this show. Harrison's, sponsor, has been a long time sponsor. we've got it good.
Yep.
We've got it good. So,
And we've got some new DJ. You're not DJs anymore, right? What are you? DJs. They're DJs. Well, there's no disc over there to spin, but you're still, spinning the tunes over there.
so yeah, this was our first day with our new crew.
Yep.
Wish them luck. It's great. Sort of a little change a little bit and finding the cameras and things. But hey, great job, guys. We appreciate it. Public, we got about 15 seconds. Please join us next week. Share the show.
Yep.
We do watch it. Comments. Let us know, and we'll be back next Wednesday.
He will be back for sure.
I might let you
I
come
might
back.
come back.